Hey, computer science students, this is for AP and advanced computer science. I'm showing you a quick intro into Repl.it, which is going to be the online IDE that I'm going to use for this particular course. Sometimes we might go to CodeHS, no promises. If you're using another IDE, you're more than welcome to. I know some of you all prefer whatever it is, NetBeans, IntelliJ, BlueJ, JGrass, whatever it is that you're using, okay? Regardless, you need to find an IDE that you can use. I'm going to put everything into Repl.it because it's online, it's supported by Chromebooks, and I just want to make sure we have some equity on how we have a baseline system within the course. Nonetheless, everything we do in this class should work on Repl.it. I think some of the advanced stuff, we could run a situation where it won't run on Repl.it. I don't know if that is going to happen, but for the time being, at least for the introductory assignments, as we get you started, it shouldn't be an issue. AP students, though, 100% everything you do on here will run on Repl.it. Advanced, no guarantees. Plus, we're going to get some crazy stuff in advance. We're going to change it up. All right, so you should be seeing my screen right here. This is the Repl.it page. If you get to Repl.it for the first time, I put it over here in Firefox because I don't have cookies installed on this particular browser for already joined Repl.it. However, you can see, you just come up here, click on sign up, and then you can go through and sign up as you normally would in any other website. Okay, it's nothing, it's just too hard. Okay, you should be able to figure it out. All right, once you get into Repl.it, don't upgrade, don't pay any money. We're going to use the free 90 free version. They got a class copy. I'm going to try to experiment a little bit with putting assignments out there. I don't think I'm really going to use it very much since we got Canvas, and Canvas is a superior tool in that regards. However, you never know. Okay, there's some features on Repl.it. I'm still new to it. Okay, so anyhow, once you get to your home screen, you should see something like this. You can kind of look around. It's pretty intuitive. There's tutorials and other people's projects and stuff out there. What I'm mainly concerned about is you creating your own Repl.it. So we're going to start off with a Java review for each one of your classes, regardless of which course it is. And what you want to do is click on My Repls, or Repl.its, or what they stinking call these things. Okay, so just click on New Folder. Let's give it a folder name. I don't know. Let's say the video tutorial. All right, and we'll click on create and create my video tutorial. And then once you open that up, from here, we don't have anything in here, so we can click on create a new folder, or we can create a new Repl.it. All right, I would create a new Repl.it. If you want to create subfolders, because you have different classes, different languages, you're more than welcome to them. I'm just making a basic tutorial, but it runs like any sort of other file folder hierarchy system. So we're going to create a new Repl.it, and I'm going to roll with Java on this particular situation. If you scroll through here, you can see there's a lot of cool stuff on here. I'm really interested in Pygame. I always wanted to teach Pygame, but never got around to it. So maybe we'll jump into it this year. Not for AP students though, only for advanced. So we're going to create a Repl.it with that right there, and it's automatically going to create a main class for you as you run through. And you should be able to rename this thing if you want to. Let's call it main 2, just make sure we don't screw things up too much. It should make an error right here. I'm anticipating an error. Yeah, there we go. So we got an error because the class was renamed improperly. Now, how do we rename this? I don't know. We're going to figure that out. So let's see how we can rename this thing. I'm not sure if we can rename it. That's auto formats. Yeah, so there's some limitations with your Repl.it files. I'm not sure exactly how to rename that. I don't see any options that would indicate to me that you can easily go through and rename this thing. It might be some default feature. We'll have to check that out. For right now, just know that your main class would be like your tester class. So if we run some sort of file, just know that you would have to rename it to name. And just to give you an idea, let's go ahead and I'm going to copy and paste some code in here. I'm actually going to use I'm not going to bore you to death with me going through and typing up a bunch of stuff, but I'm going to copy and paste this this lab from Pre-AP over into Repl.it, and then we'll just kind of tinker with it. All right, and we're going to kind of play around to get this thing up and running. Okay, so we're importing java.text decimal format. That shouldn't be an issue. Right here is the old Repl.it that we originally had. I'm going to go through and delete that. All right, now my class is main. Right here we got this one. If I click on run, it's going to give me that same error that I saw before. Okay, tons and tons and tons and tons of issues. Okay, you notice we don't have the bank objects associated with this. Okay, we have some different options on how to do that. Let's fix this first. Okay, and I know we're kind of rigging this thing, but hey, you know what? That's what you do in life sometimes. All right, so main thing is we got that main changed. Click on run. We should have that error removed. Perfect. All right, so that's gone. And now we want to bring in the other items. Okay. Now, normally, technically, what I would do, I can click on add file. I can add another file, or I can come in here and upload a file. All right. Now, if I wanted to add a file, let's just say I want to call this. Let's call this bank.java. All right. I'm going to copy and paste the code over. I don't feel like boring you to death with typing everything up. So I'm going to go over here to my bank class, which where's JGrass? Come on, JGrass. Okay, so you can see this is the bank class that we were having over there. And so I'm just going to copy all this stuff. All right, and I'm going to come over here. And you can just pretend that I'm coming up with all this great code on my own and I'm typing it up, but instead I'm just going to paste. Hey, when you paste, there's a paste sequence, Control-Shift-V. Don't just Control-V, Control-Shift-V. When you're pasting on some sort of RTF, rich text format, on side these online portals and stuff, whenever you type in those, make sure you hit Control-Shift-V. It removes any sort of font formats, stylizations, all that kind of stuff. It shouldn't be an issue, but you never know. You'll notice Repl.it does a pretty cool job with automatically recognizing keywords and reserved words, variables, floating values, all that kind of stuff. So it's already pretty much color coordinated. I don't know how to color coordinate this thing other than that, but you know, nonetheless, we'll run bank, see if we got any issues. All right, variable expo. Oh, the expo class. Some of you probably never used the expo class. You are in for a treat. So we need to get the expo class. The expo class is being called from right up here. Let me find it. So there's the expo class right down here on line 13. Okay, so fear not, those of you that remember me from pre-AP, we're not going to be using expo in this course. Okay, so don't get all bent out of shape and start your anti-Mr. Patton discords because I'm pulling up expo class. So just put down the torches and the pitchforks and cool your hot little self down. All right, there will be no expo class. Maybe I should make y'all make the expo class. That could be kind of fun. Does anybody drink coffee out there? I love coffee. All right, anyhow, so let's say I want to get this expo class in. All right, so the expo class is, let me pull it up over here. Do I have it up? I don't know if I have it up. All right, where's the expo class? Let me pull my folder. Expo class, I'm loading it up. Just in case you've never seen the Expo class from previous courses that you've taken at other campus. So the Expo class is basically this huge class that this genius made named Leon Schramm. He's a very, very much a pioneer in the whole AP computer science realm. So this guy developed this entire thing called Expo class, and it's supposed to help students learn how to program Java by taking out a lot of what he thought were some of the nuances of learning the language and try to make it more simple. A lot of people disagree with that. I really don't care either way. I don't have an opinion on the subject. But anyhow, what I do care about is that we're going to get that Expo class imported in here so you can see how to upload a file. So I'm going to find my file. There's a cool cat wearing a pirate outfit. Everybody likes that, right? Who doesn't like cats wearing pirate outfits? What were we doing? Pre-AP CS, was that it? Yeah, I think I was on unit 6. Labs. Does anybody know how to say labs in Spanish? All right, and oh, there's my Expo Java file. Let's open it up, and boom, got it inside Repl.it. Let's go over here, try to rerun it, see what happens. And I hope there's no errors, because I sure would be embarrassed if there was an error on here. So look at the screen. Oh my God, it worked. So that is how you get your Repl.it up and running. That's how you get the files cross-associated with each other. Notice main, we couldn't figure out how to change main. If you can figure out how to change main, that file right there, more power to you. Please let me know. I right now don't see a way to change it. I think it's just one of the nuances of running this program in Repl.it. However, just know that if you're running Repl.it, that your main testing class is going to be called main. Okay, pretty easy, nothing super simple. We're not going to win some sort of award for making super cool programs out of Repl.it, but we'll be able to teach everything. You'll be able to do it online. You can actually run it through your phone. You can run it through your iPad. So you can do this stuff pretty much anywhere that you're located. Okay, so it's a very, very powerful tool. It's got tons of features. I'll let you go through and find some of the features. Like you can, we got version control, packages you can import. You can see we imported a package right here. Okay, if you click on packages import, it's going to give you an ability to go through and start finding those different packages. If you can't find one, let me know. I'm curious. Or if you find something cool on here, share it with the class, share it with myself. Settings, you can go through and change the settings, font sizes. I bet some of you could probably actually key binding, wrapping, code intelligence. I'm not sure what that does. But one of the things also is like you let your mouse hover above this particular item. It shows you key information about, some of the stuff that's going on. Let's find something that. Nah, that just kind of shows you the package. Okay, nothing serious. It's not really giving us much feedback on stuff. It's not like using Visual. I'm a Visual Studio guy, just for the record. I like C# and I like using Visual Studio for Python as well. So this is new for me as well. Don't think I'm in love with Repl.it or whatever, but you got the idea of what's going on. This should get you started, and you have an introductory program for each of y'all's classes that are different. Right up here, there should be there it is, share. So you can share this code out with somebody else. You can invite them to come in and co-collaborate with these programs. And if you have a situation where you can't get something to work, this is where Repl.it comes in, because you can actually, in live, almost like Google Docs, you can share with me and I can come in there and streamline or simultaneously help you with the code. Okay, so that's kind of cool. All right, I know there's other programs that do this stuff, but this is the one that I'm picking, and this is the one we're going to stick with for now. It's just because it's here and it's supported by a lot of different people. So, all right, talk to y'all later and go through and experiment with this stuff. I'll put these files out here so you can just have something as a baseline to go through. And I'm not going to change the file names for the main class from the original one that it's going to get posted. So just understand that what you see out there is what you get. So make sure you go through and experiment with this stuff. And that's it. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Hey, I know I ended the video, but now I'm back. Okay, so hey, I figured out how to get rid of that whole main stupid thing. Okay, one, I just went there and I commented it out. I'm sure I could come up here and delete this if I wanted to. But anyhow, so I just commented out the main.java file that they originally started off with, and then I put in my original tester class that was what I originally planned on using for this particular section. So, and it runs just fine. So I just went to main, commented it all out, put in my file that has my other main class, and it runs like a champ. So there you go. There's a way around it. Just comment out their main.java file. I know there's a way to go there and delete those things. I really haven't begun to explore it. I'm sure if I come back over here and go to my Repl.it video tutorial, let's see, what is this? Itchy grubby applets. Oh, it renames. That's right. It does that. Doggone it. I should have done that from the beginning. So there's another thing about, I don't like that about Repl.it, where it starts naming things. So anyhow, I should have gone through and actually started creating stuff in here, because it automatically gives you a some sort of weird name with your stuff. So we probably could go through and rename that to video tutorials. All right, and then from there we shouldn't have any issues, but it's not giving me that option to delete this altogether. So there should be pretty obvious where you go through and manage these files and folders. So I wonder if we just No, can't drag it out. Anyhow, so you can delete the whole Repl.it, which I don't want to do, but nonetheless, it automatically named that folder, or excuse me, automatically named that Repl.it for me with some crazy name, which is cool. And then I just went through and renamed it through here and moved on with my life. And you notice there's delete right there, so we can go through and delete that. For right now, until we get our hands around Repl.it, just live with the main.java. If you want to run all your testing out of the main.java, that's cool. Or if you want, you can comment it out and then locate and put in your other files such as that. All right, talk to you later.